After the murder of a rabbi in the United Arab Emirates, Israel's Prime Minister vows to track down the alleged killers. Backpackers in Laos avoid shots of alcohol as authorities name more of the victims of suspected poisonings. And in the UK, Storm Bert brings heavy snowfall, rain and strong winds, causing widespread disruption.
A new political coalition looks set to represent Uruguay following Sunday's second-round voting in the country's presidential election. Well, Uruguay state media is projecting that the left-wing candidate, Yamandú Orsi, has won the election after a tight race against Álvaro Delgado, the incumbent party's candidate. Mr. Orsi's coalition, the Broad Front, governed for 15 years until the victory of the country's current president, Luis Lacalle Pou, in 2019. Mr. Orsi is a former history teacher and two-time mayor of the country's capital, Montevideo. He campaigned on increasing tax incentives to lure investment and on social security reforms that would lower the country's retirement age. Now, polls are closed in the Romanian presidential election, with exit polls suggesting a runoff will be needed. In the hotly contested race, far-right nationalist Călin Georgescu currently holds a narrow lead over the country's current Prime Minister, Marcel Ciolacu. Mr. Georgescu, who campaigned heavily on TikTok, ran on reducing Romania's reliance on imports, supporting farmers and increasing domestic production of food and energy. Meanwhile, Mr. Ciolacu, the leader of the centre-left Social Democratic Party, campaigned on promising economic stability and a decent standard of living. Well, as neither candidate appears to have secured 50% of the vote, a second runoff is expected to take place on the 8th of December.
Authorities in northern India are reported to have ordered a 24-hour internet shutdown in a region where violence was triggered by a controversial survey at a mosque. At least 3 people were killed in clashes in Sambal district of Uttar Pradesh. A court had ordered the survey following a complaint that the mosque was built on the ruins of a Hindu temple demolished hundreds of years ago by the Mughals, who then ruled India.
Our headlines today: anger and despair after the floods brought by Storm Bert, with claims that the warnings weren't good enough and better defences are needed.
Here in Pontypridd, a month's worth of rain fell in just 24 hours. Flooding like this happened just 4 years ago, and the people here are frustrated that lessons haven't been learnt.
And the clean-up operation will get underway here in the market town of Tenbury Wells in Worcestershire. Yesterday, a wall collapsed, sending floodwater gushing onto the streets within seconds.
Spiking drinks, food and drugs will be made a specific criminal offence to tackle violence against women and girls.
Good morning. £2,000 a minute is lost to fraud in the UK. So how do you avoid falling victim to a scammer and even get your money back? It's BBC Scam Safe Week. We take a look.
40 years after the original, and Bob Geldof defends the latest version of the Band-Aid charity single following a chorus of criticism.
Senior faith leaders representing Christians, Muslims, Jews, Hindus and Sikhs have warned vulnerable people could be left feeling they have a duty to die if this week's vote on allowing assisted dying in England and Wales is passed. 29 religious leaders signed the letter published in a Sunday newspaper. Parliament will debate on Friday, with MPs given a free vote. The Work and Pensions Secretary says that young people who refuse to work will face having their benefits cut. Liz Kendall says that the government will offer the opportunity to earn or learn under new proposals to be unveiled on Tuesday. Official figures published earlier this week show that nearly 1 million young people were out of education, employment or training between July and September. Presenter and broadcaster Lauren Laverne says that she has been given the all-clear after treatment for cancer. She'll be back to work on The One Show on Tuesday. The presenter, who also hosts Radio 4's Desert Island Discs and BBC Radio 6 Music's Breakfast Show, revealed her diagnosis in August, saying at the time that her cancer had been caught early.
One of Britain's most prominent business groups has warned that tax rises in the budget are putting companies off hiring new staff. In a speech later this morning, the chief executive of the Confederation of British Industry will also say that rises are undermining investment among British companies, with margins squeezed and profits hit across many sectors. Today, the Welsh Government will publish details of its planned tourism tax. Under the plans, local councils will be given the powers to introduce a small levy on overnight stays in addition to accommodation bills. The proposed amount will be revealed when the law is published, but critics say it might put visitors off travelling to Wales.
Adele played her final show in Las Vegas on Saturday, tearfully saying she doesn't know when she will perform again.
Yeah, she's just finished her 100-show residency at Caesar's Palace, and after 2 years performing, she said that she now plans to take a big break from music.
She has performed every Friday and Saturday for 4,000 people, often walking through the crowds, chatting to the audience, meeting people, something she said she had found at times emotionally draining, exhausting amount of shows. But I mean, if you've seen any clips from it, what an amazing performance. What a voice.
So I guess for all those fans waiting for a new album, we just don't know. It could be a couple of years, could be more.
Who knows? Let's have a look at this morning's papers, shall we? We're going to start with The Guardian today. They're carrying this photo of a woman in Devon cleaning up after Storm Bert brought heavy rain and strong winds, causing severe flooding across parts of the UK, as we have been talking about on the programme already this morning. That is our main story. Yeah,
some dramatic pictures. The Daily Telegraph is reporting that the bill to legalise assisted dying has enough support to be voted through. But as Henry was telling us a short time ago, it's unclear exactly which way it's going to go. It's quoting a source there, the Telegraph, close to the cross-party group of MPs who say it will pass if all those who have pledged their support turn up to vote on Friday. That's the if, isn't it? Yeah.
Footballer Bobby Moore dominates the front page of The Sun today. According to the paper, his missing shirt from the 1966 England World Cup has been tracked down.
Wow. And sticking with football, Colleen Rooney is in the Daily Mail. In fact, she's in pretty much every paper every day at the moment, isn't she? She's on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here at the moment. There she is saying last night that Donald Trump wanted her husband Wayne to coach his son at football. And she told this story last night how they were called to the White House for supposedly Barron to get a soccer lesson from Wayne.
My goodness me, oh, to be a fly on the wall
for that meeting.
Happened.
There's some other good stuff in the papers.
There is. There's a story in the Times today about what you want to do, where you want to go on holiday in the winter. Now, you know where I want to go in the winter. Somewhere
sunshine.
Sunny.
We all want sunshine, don't we?
Apparently, noctourism is on the rise.
Noctourism?
Do you like it?
Yeah.
So basically going somewhere where it's cold and dark, particularly Norway. Tromsø in Norway is hugely popular at the moment, much more popular than it has ever been. Obviously, you can go and see the Northern Lights. There's the Arctic Cathedral, the Polar Museum, other attractions like that. But apparently, if you go there today, sunrise is at 10:49 this morning.
So we'd just make it?
Yeah, we'd make it for that. And sunset is at 12 minutes past 12. So the day is an hour and 22 minutes long.
Which doesn't feel much less than we have here at the moment, does it? Yeah,
pretty similar.
Last December, there were 22 flights from the UK to Tromsø. This year, nearly 90 flights.
Popular.
Booming.
Yeah.
There we go.
The TV presenter Davina McCall says she's on the mend and feeling very grateful after returning home following brain surgery for a benign tumour 10 days ago. In her first message since the operation, she thanked everyone for all the support she'd received.
It's been mad. It's just really nice to be back home. I'm on the other side. My short-term memory's a bit remiss, but that is something that I can work on, so I'm really happy about that.